tonight, Matthew?
I'm feeling fantastic, and it's such a great time to be doing this. Everyone's got nothing better to do.
Well, we are. I think most of us are at perhaps at loose ends, or looking forward to having something to do and something to focus on. Or I know people who have taken up guitar lessons or learning another language, or doing things that they have promised themselves for years that they want to do, but they aren't. So I think it's actually a perfect time for people to, if you've promised yourself, here's a tip: if you promised yourself that you were going to take up meditation or be more mindful, now is the time to do it, because it's at your fingertips. For me, there was 2 things on my list of things to do this year. One was meditation, more meaningful meditation, and the other one was yoga. And I'm actually, now I don't have to go and look for it because it's coming to me.
That's great. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we are going to be doing a meditation. I'll be talking a little bit about raising your vibration. We're going to do a slightly longer meditation than last week's, for those that were actually here last week. But we've also got some interesting things happening for the near future. And I'm going to pass over to Adair for that one, because I'm still getting used to the technical jargon. So over to you, Adair.
Well, as I said before, it's all coming to us. We don't have to go out and look for it anymore. It is coming to us, and there's more and more things coming online. And one of those things is Matthew's actually starting a Monday night meditation with Matthew in a private group on Facebook. So as Matthew moves through tonight's program, tonight's show, I'll be popping links into the comments, so you'll be able to look at joining it. There is a small fee for that, but it's do you want to explain what that's? It's actually going to be in a Facebook group, a private Facebook group. So when people come in to the meditation, it'll be as much as possible like a real life one. So if you could explain how that sort of would look when people come in.
Okay, so in a normal meditation that I would run, which when possible I do it over in the teepee at Riverdale, but for a normal meditation, everyone is obviously meditating for a while. Normally it's about 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on the night. And then afterwards, what would happen is people would get the chance to share what they received in their meditation, what they saw and felt. And then I would give them what I saw as far as their guides and any information that their guides want to pass along, or also interpreting some of the things that they may have seen in their meditation. Now, depending on how many people are in the meditation group, we may not be able to do that for everyone, but there's the opportunity afterwards to ask any questions, and I'll be able to get to it in the time allowed. I'll be able to get to as many people as I possibly can to help you to understand maybe what you got, and if there's anything that I've got to add that may be anything from health related or emotional, mentally related, or spiritually, then I'll certainly offer that. Generally, most people that have done a meditation with me know they get their money's worth from me. So,
well, I'd have to say that it absolutely is top value, and yes.
So, it should be a good night. It's a new one for me. I haven't run a meditation on the airwaves. Well, I did last week. It was a shorter one, but we'll do something similar again tonight. And I guess you could say tonight's like a little bit of a tease as to what is to come with the Monday nights. And happy to, if anyone has any questions about that through the evening, if they're unsure about what meditation even is about, happy to answer those questions. So,
yeah, just a couple of things with that is, yes, please ask your questions. I'll be producing in the background, and Matthew will be responding. We've got Denise here, winner from last week. We do have a winner, winner from the week before. We do have a winner from last week that we will announce. You might need some help there, Matthew. I can help.
No. I've got it. I know who she is.
Oh, you've got. Oh, he's looking up. He's written it on his whiteboard, haven't you?
Yes.
The lucky winner. And just before you announce the lucky winner, I'll just say hi, Denise and Christina. Hello and welcome. Glenn is here as well. Welcome. And please make sure that everybody that you love, and even people that you don't love, because they're probably the ones that need it the most, come along and get this message. So, and especially in these times, because people are panicking, there's a lot of world grief, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration. And what I find about Matthew is that incredibly calming influence that helps us to get grounded and recentered. And everybody can use this, regardless of beliefs or creed or whatever. It doesn't matter. Age, gender doesn't matter. Everybody can use this. So, and Nicole, shout out to you, honey. She's saying, "I'm taking over here, Matthew. You're gonna have to boot me off." There we go.
Saying, hi guys, love and light to you both. It's so hard at the moment to be grounded. It definitely is, but I'm going to talk about that. Trying our hardest with homeschooling and work from home now. Concerned my husband could lose. Yeah, this is happening across the board, and so it is a really interesting time. But look, as hard as it is to see the light at the end of the tunnel with some of these things, in the bigger picture. Spiritually, there's actually some big pluses with this. So one of the things is, Adair, did you want me to carry on? You're happy with me?
Well, I'll jump out in a minute if you want to hold that thought, because I just want to let people know, and then I'll go and I'll be in the background.
All right.
But just before I do go, just a reminder that Monday, the meditations with Matthew will be in a private Facebook group. I'll be popping details into the comments so you'll be able to register, and that will all be in there. The other thing is we are cross-posting, so we are on several different pages. We're on mytimetv.live, which is my TV channel, and we are also on Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys page. If you are on any other page except for mytimetv.live or Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys page, we won't see your comments. I'm monitoring both. We'll see your comments as they come up on mytimetv.live. We'll see those comments come up. But with the ones on Matthew's page, I'll make sure that Matthew sees those. If you want to enter to win a spirit reading, remember, you must announce the winner. If you want to enter to win a spirit guide reading, just comment in either of those pages and you will be automatically entered. You'll be notified by Messenger that your entry has been successful, and then you'll be asked to provide your email and your phone number so that we can keep in contact with you with some amazing initiatives that are coming up given this time. So don't feel you don't have to give us those details, but it is a good idea if you did. And Nika's here too. So big hugs to you, Nika. Lovely to see you, and Roz as well. So Nika, she would have done her shaman course with you, Monica.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember she said she's doing that, Monica. So how cool. Right. I did my vision boarding with Monica, which was awesome. So
cool.
All right. So and Nigel's here as well. Hi, Nigel. All right,
Hey,
so if you're on mytimetv.live or you're on Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys, feel free to comment, and your comments will be recorded. If you're on any other pages, please head over to one of those pages to make a comment, and also register for the Spirit Guide reading, to win the Spirit Guide reading with Matthew, which will be announced next week. I'm going to go now. I think that's all. If there's anything else, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pop it up in the comments like this so people see it, but they don't see me. So I can go like this. All right. So if you see that happening, that's me, not Matthew.
Thank you, Adair.
All right. Bye.
Hey, guys. Well, it's me now. So back to what I was saying before about it's very trying times at the moment. But one of the things I've noticed is, because I've looked at the bigger picture for the last 30 years, and I've wondered how can we get humanity to actually slow down? Because this is the biggest problem for humanity, is we're all in stress mode. We're all in go, go, go mode, and that doesn't do our energy system or our physical body any good at all. Anyone trying to open up spiritually, it's very difficult for them to do that, because the base chakra, like I've said in the past, is probably the most important chakra. But as soon as you get stressed in any way, shape or form, the base chakra is highly affected. So it's really important to be able to strengthen that base chakra. So what we've got at the moment is a time where people, certainly there's stress, but people have time to actually slow down. And this is part of what's needed for humanity. It won't be, I don't feel it's going to be for a long period of time, but it is here. So it's one of those things, take advantage of it. You know, this is a time to make changes in our lives, and to bring new things in that are going to support us in the years ahead. You know, I was thinking about this just before. This is like in my time spent over on Rosebud Indian Reservation many times, I've seen how the Native Americans live, the Lakota people, and this is almost like a vision quest. You know, we're being given an opportunity to just slow down, to be still, to learn new skills, and to discover the parts of us that create stress in our bodies, the parts of us that hold fear, hold anxiety. Once you know what they are, because this is the biggest problem for a lot of us, we don't know what is stressing us out. So once you begin to slow down, suddenly your mind becomes slow. It becomes, let's say, clearer, particularly if you do some grounding exercises, and your thoughts become, instead of disheveled, they become a lot clearer, and a lot of the subconscious thoughts and memories start to bubble up to the surface, and they're normally the things that are keeping us in stress mode. So this meditation we're going to do tonight is, again, it's very much about grounding, but I'm just going to take you a little step further with this, to actually experience a few minutes where you can find stillness without me talking. And this is what I would normally do, what I will be doing on the Monday nights. I'll probably be giving you a bit more time, but this only for a few minutes, just to experience that stillness, and you never know what will happen in your meditation. So the one thing that this time reminded me of, like I said, was a vision quest, or the Lakota, if I get the pronunciation right, the Lakota people call the vision quest Hibashlia, which actually means going up onto the hill to cry. And it actually means releasing. And so in these times of stillness, which is really the time of the bear, going into the cave, going into the shadow and seeing what it is that's holding you back. So this is a huge opportunity for us. And like I said, it's an opportunity to make the most of the time we've got. Because then what will happen, you'll come out of it a lot clearer, lighter, and wiser and stronger. And this is really what humanity needs now. So I spend my life doing this work, helping others. And this, to me, having been sensitive myself in the early days, obviously still sensitive, but I'm manage it much better through different exercises, through different rituals. And we can actually be strong. We don't have to be a slave to our sensitivity. We can actually be strong, and it can be our strength. And that's what we're all looking for, some of us without even knowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a little bit of time just to find some quiet. You may want to turn a light down, or if you've got candles, you may want to light a candle. Because this is an opportunity just for maybe about 10-15 minutes to find stillness. So here we go. Just to begin, close your eyes. And with your breath, allow your breath to be long and full, both with the in-breath and the out-breath. And if you can, with the out-breath, let your out-breath come out through the mouth. I've seen medicine men at work, and it's amazing how you can actually access life force by blowing that life force out through your mouth. And with the breath in, that's exactly what we're doing. We're breathing in life force, which we cannot survive without. So as you hold that cycle of breathing in life force, breathing out through the mouth, now let's do something with that life force you're breathing in. So with the breath out, drive that life force down through your body, down through your base chakra in the pelvic area, down through your legs, your feet, and into the earth. And just keep breathing down with that cycle until you feel energy moving down through your feet. Once you have that connection with the earth, there's much further we can go. We have a multitude of chakras below our feet. So just keep holding that space you're in. Keep your eyes closed. Keep focused on your breath. We're going to go to the deepest chakra we have, which is right down at the core of the earth. Our energy system is much larger than most people understand. So the earth also has a chakra point down there. What you're doing is engaging with your earth chakra, which in turn opens up to the earth's core chakra. So with the next breath in, taking that life force in again, and then with the breath out, drive that life force right down to the core of the earth, to your earth chakra. That sometimes takes a little bit longer to connect with, because if you haven't connected with it before, it's a little bit so difficult to understand what to expect, but it's a bit more of an overall feeling of groundedness and warmth. So once you have that connection to that earth chakra, what I would like you to do is imagine yourself in a forest. But this forest is unlike any physical forest you've been in on this earth plane. This forest is totally unique to you. Everything is crisper, the colors are brighter. There's a feeling of peace. And as any visions or feelings of being in that forest come to you, allow all of your senses to open up, not just your vision, but your ability to feel, to hear, to smell, and also to touch. This is a real place, not just of this three-dimensional plane. It's still of the earth, and it still has a connection to you, intimately. So as you look around in your forest, be aware of everything that you can see, smell, hear, and touch. Now that the base chakra is open and strong, we're going to activate and strengthen the rest of the major chakras in the body. So somewhere nearby you is the perfect place to sit in your forest. It will be a very, very special place. You may even be able to feel all of the elements around you: air, earth, fire, and water. As you sit down on the earth, feel that connection that the base of your spine has with the earth as it settles into the earth. And I'd like you to bring your focus to your sacral chakra, which is about where the belly button is. Now these next 5 chakras are not just at the front of the body, they're at the back of the body also, and they flow right through. So what I'd like you to do now is imagine breathing in through the front of the chakra and then breathing out through the back. And treat this like you're blowing out the cobwebs, just giving it a bit of a clean out. And with each breath, the chakra begins to clear. And as the chakra opens up, there is an element of the forest that resonates at the same frequency with each chakra we have. The element of the forest for the sacral is the plant kingdom. Just like we start with the earth for the base, the plants are next. What I'd like you to do is look around at all of the plants in your forest. From the tallest of trees right down to the smallest blade of grass. And imagine breathing in the life force of those plants. Imagine that life force flowing in through the front of the chakra, the sacral, and then filling you up inside with that plant energy. And just keep breathing that life force in. That's great. Next one up, moving on to the solar plexus chakra. Same thing to begin, breathing in through the front of the solar plexus chakra, right in the sternum area, where the ribs meet at the front. Breathing out through the back of the chakra. Just a gentle clean out. And so the element for the solar plexus is fire. What I'd like you to do this time is to create directly in front of you, where you're sitting in your forest, create a ceremonial fire. And see this fire as something more than just a normal fire. It has some incredible abilities. Which you will find out in time. And as that fire builds in strength, look into the flames. Feel the swirling, the movement of those flames, the colors. And now begin to breathe the energy, the life force of those flames into the solar plexus chakra, filling you up with that fire energy. Very good. Next one up is the heart. As before, breathing in through the front of the heart chakra, breathing out through the back between the shoulder blades. And as the heart chakra begins to clear and strengthen, as the heart energy begins to expand out gently into the forest, I'd like you to connect with all of the beings that exist in the forest. The animals, the birds, the insects, the water creatures, the more esoteric beings, the fairy energies, gnomes, elves, anything you can possibly think of, dragons. And not just those. Also, your guides exist in the forest with you. They stand with you on your journey. And some of us have many ancestors of many nations walking with us on our path also. You may see many faces there in the forest. And also, sometimes in the far reaches of the forest, there are elements of ourselves that have become separated or disconnected, but they are there in the forest. And as your heart energy expands out, it's touching everything. And now as you breathe, breathing in the life force of all of those different beings and different aspects of yourself. Very good. Next one up is the throat. So breathing in through the front of the throat, breathing out through the back of the throat. Roughly right halfway in between the shoulders and the chin. And the element for the throat chakra is water. So as you bring your awareness out into your forest, feel all of the different water energy that exists in your forest, from the dew, that gentle energy of the dew first thing in the morning, the cleansing energy of rain, the stillness of a lake, the playful energy of a stream, rushing energy of a waterfall, and the power and the strength of the rivers and the oceans. And if you think about all of that water energy and how varied it is, it relates very much to our voice, to how we communicate. And imagine the life force of that water energy flowing through your throat chakra, gently cleansing and opening up the throat chakra. Beautiful. And just breathing that in. And now moving up into the third eye. So at the front, it's right in the center of the forehead. The back of the chakra is at the back of the head, just above the base of the skull. As you draw in breath through the third eye, this chakra is all about our vision, both internal, external. It's about our higher senses. It's also about our ability to think and feel and see beyond three-dimensional reality. So as you look around in your forest, what I'd like you to do now is go beyond the physical nature of everything and imagine that you can see the auras, the vibration of energy, the dance of colors that is the life force of all things in your forest, including yourself. Seeing how they're not separate, that all beings' energy flows through everything. Everything interacts. There is no separation, really. That's only a head thing. Separation comes from the ego, out of balance. And now just breathing in that life force of all beings, of the earth, the energy of the air, the wind. It's not just air, it's the breath of the forest. The trees, the animals, the birds, insects. Fantastic. Last but not least, the crown chakra, right at the top of the head, pointing straight up. As you bring focus to this one, breathing in through the top of the chakra, imagine inviting the energy of the universe to pour down through that chakra, filtering down through your whole energy system. And going right down through the earth, down to the core of the earth, anchoring your energy deeply into this planet, into Mother Earth. She holds us and nurtures us. She supplies us with everything. And as you hold that space now, gently bringing your awareness back to where you're sitting in the forest. I'd like you to look gently into the fire energy. And think of all of the things that you would like to let go of in your life. Fears, anxieties, anything that holds you back from reaching your potential. That you see is within you. Like I said before, the fire is very special. What I would like you to do when you're ready is to, in your forest, stand up and start to walk into the fire, knowing that it won't hurt you, but what it will do is relieve you of whatever is possible for you to let go at this time. And as you stand in the fire, I'm going to drum and chant. So if you haven't already, step out of the fire. And as you stand there in your forest, feeling relieved of some of that pressure that you may have been carrying, I'd like you to step into another part of your energy system now, which is deep within your core. Imagine whatever you believe God to be is not just outside of you, but inside of you as well. Far beyond physical matter, into the expanse of our energy system, which is a multi-dimensional space. I'd like you to dive into the center of your being and just keep diving deeper and deeper and deeper until you see or feel a light or a high vibrational energy source. And as you do see that or feel that energy, what I'd like you to do is begin to know that you can control that. When you're grounded, you can access that life force. So just with the thought, begin to expand that light out. Imagine it filling your energy from the inside out, connecting with every cell in your body. Then expanding out into what I call the human part of the energy system, which is about 7 energy bodies out, roughly 4 to 5 meters these days for most people. So expanding that light out in all directions, 4 to 5 meters. And now, let's build that light up. Feel it almost becoming under pressure within that 4 to 5 meter space. Just keep accessing that light and drawing it in more and more until you feel like you want to explode. But hold it in. Keep building it up. Beautiful. I can feel that. On the count of 3, I want you to just let it release in all directions without boundaries. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. No limitations. This is who you are. You're far more than just a physical body. And so then very gently, bringing your awareness back again to where you're standing in the forest. And now I'd like you to just reground your energy into the earth once again, just the base chakra. So breathing in life force and then breathing it down through your base chakra, through your legs and feet into the earth. Because what you're literally doing is breathing in more of who you are. Bringing your awareness back to your physical body, where you're sitting in your room or wherever you are, listening to my voice. And in your time, you can open your eyes. So I know it's going to take a little bit for some of you to come back, but that's okay. I think you can still hear me. So it is a bit of a tease to what's going to be coming on the Monday nights, but we're going to have more time to actually take that a bit further. And that time in the fire is a huge opportunity to not only connect with the element of fire, but to use it for something very constructive. I'd love to hear if people want to send any messages to me in regards to what they experienced in their meditation, probably won't have much time to share that this time, but definitely for the Mondays, it would be great to take it a lot further than we did tonight. So for those that weren't here last time, there was a much shorter version of that I did and last week, and this is something I do probably depending on whether I've got clients or not, but if I don't have clients, I do it at least twice a day. And for practitioners out there or people that see people or work with people, I generally do this between each client as well, because what it does, it keeps me grounded and clears my space. And so the steps for that shorter version, and we did it in that meditation, but we can cut out a few bits and pieces. So the shortened version is breathing, going down through into the earth, through the base chakra, then taking another deep breath, then going down to that earth chakra after the base, and then going into what is called your core star energy, or the God force within. So what the base chakra, opening up the base chakra naturally does is it strengthens your stability as far as how you feel about yourself. You start to feel much clearer and stronger about yourself. Connection to that earth chakra gives you a much deeper sense of connection to the earth and to your spirituality, because if you think of any spiritually connected culture on the planet or group of people that are heart connected, their earth chakra is wide open. And so you're then tapping into that consciousness of those spiritually minded people. And then, of course, going into that core star energy is literally raising your whole vibration of your whole body. I don't like knocking old systems, but just putting an egg of white light around you doesn't work. It never has really worked. This literally brings light from your inside out. Instead of having to put something around you to protect you, this does it without even thinking about it. So let's have a look at some of the messages we've got. Lily Hayes, and Lily, there's a magic little thing I'm going to say in a minute. So Lily said, I hope there's a replay. That was absolutely beautiful. I listened to the whole meditation, but my children are running around and didn't get a chance to go in too deep. Well, Lily, you actually won the reading from last week. So if you're listening, we'll have to get together on the phone or a messenger or something and work out a time when you can organise a reading with me. So Alison Coles, my son absolutely lived this. He has seen colours that are in our world does not yet exist. Rachel Ann Pokes said hello. That's great. Denise, wow, amazing. Namaste for allowing me to experience that again today. So there's some comments. We'll actually what I'll do is just remember to feel free to share let people know what we're doing, and we've got another 10 minutes or so. We can go a little bit longer, because all of this, the whole reason for this, it's not just to have a bit of a chilled out time. It's actually to have techniques, to have rituals that are going to help stabilize your energy, because the thing that knocks your base chakra energy, which helps you to feel strong, is fear and anxiety. And that's what we're getting hit with tremendously at the moment. So those of us that are listening tonight, there's a very high probability that you're sensitive. I'm sure all of you are. And what's going on is you guys, we all feel human consciousness when it drops. And so that has a huge impact on our base chakra energy because we just soak that stuff up. And it literally can bring in depression. So particularly when it's at the point it is at the moment. What this does, and particularly that shorter meditation, which should only take, by the way, about 5 minutes at the max. So it means you can do it anytime. Eyes open, eyes closed. You can do it while you're driving in the car. You can do it when you're talking to someone, and particularly if they're maybe being a bit intimidating or they're stressed and they're projecting that. But definitely be doing it morning and evening. That's what I normally suggest to my clients that I mentor. And also in between people when you've dealt with something maybe reasonably heavy, because you don't want to be carrying that energy. And that's another thing that we do when we're not grounded, because our base chakra then is wide open to negative influences, and not just from people, but negative spirits, entities, all kinds of things. But I won't go into that too much tonight. But it to have a strong base chakra stabilizes you on so many levels, and it opens up your psychic abilities, which doesn't make sense for some spiritual people, but it definitely does, because I've been doing this stuff for 30 years and I know what works, and this definitely works. Everyone that I work with that follows that particular short meditation on a repetitive basis, their abilities get stronger and they become more stable. It's no different to going to a gym on a regular basis. If you want to build muscles, you got to go to a gym at least 4 or 5 times a week. You can't just do it once a week. It doesn't do anything. This is no different. To open up and to strengthen your psychic spiritual abilities, then you have to do something repetitively that will strengthen them and increase them. So let's see what else we've got as far as messages. Lily's just said, I feel like I've won spiritual lotto. I just squealed the new house down. My boys ran in wondering what happened. Cool. I'm glad. And Alison Coles said, thank you, Matthew. This was lovely. Much appreciated. So look, I highly recommend, like I said, that little meditation. It gives, if you have consistency, it will give you consistency. So from here, I'd just like to say just a couple of things about what's going on at the moment. So we are in our caves, mostly at the moment. Use the time wisely, like I said earlier. Use it to your advantage. Make the most of it. But also observe what's going on, because I know most people are watching the news, and one of the things that occurs very strongly at times like this is the media will play things over and over and over again. I think they're trying to be informative, but it just becomes too much. And that's what also drops human consciousness down to new levels of depression. The way responsible news reporting, I think, is still yet to be learnt. But I guess it's up to us really to call the shots. And that's what the switch on the TV is about. Just don't watch it. Maybe turn it on for just a short bit of time each day, but do not continue to watch the TV all day, particularly news reports, because it will depress you. And because we're sensitive, it completely destabilizes us. So go out into the garden, go out. I spend time out in the forest on a normal week, but I'm certainly spending more time outside and with nature nowadays. And that's what's needed. The energy of nature, of the plant kingdom, is reaching out to us so strongly at the moment, and we're just missing the point. The plant kingdom has always been there to support us, and I think the more people begin to delve into that one a little bit, they'll see that there are plant medicines all around us when you start to learn, what the different plants can do. A lot of those weeds that are growing nearby the house, don't poison them because they're probably medicine plants. Look, I think that's it for tonight. But don't forget, next Monday, or this Monday coming, is going to be the first Monday where I'll be running meditations in a closed group. So please, if you've got any questions about that, something I haven't said, then I'm happy to talk about it. If you want to text me or message me or whatever. And so I'm here to support. And I think we're clear. Adair, have you got anything else you need to say? You might want to follow through. No, I'm not hearing anything or seeing anything, so hang on, let me have a look. Here she is.
Oh, I'm down there going, I'm fine.
So just a couple more comments while I'm here. Lily Hayes said again, I'm so eternally grateful and look forward to connecting with you, our guides and beloved ancestors. Thank you. Alison Coles, at the moment I'm avoiding the news. Good. Too much fear-mongering and repetitive behaviours. I don't really... Look, no one needs that, trust me.
On that note, I did see somewhere where it said, look at the news that you need to look at just to get informed enough to know what to do, and then leave it alone.
Yes.
And that's our goal here, is to create a shining light in this big dark pot of whatever's happening. We want to be the light. We want to create somewhere safe that you can go, that you can feel safe and you can be supported. So, and you're doing a brilliant job, Matthew. I'm just so grateful to be working with you on this.
Thank you. And look, it's great to see, just flicking through Facebook, because honestly, I don't look at Facebook too much because of, well, we know what else is on Facebook. But what I've noticed is a lot of practitioners, a lot of people, spiritual people that I know, that are getting out there doing the same thing, and it's just so needed. So, 10 out of 10 to everyone that's doing this stuff, supporting people, because it's just, I don't know, it's what we're meant to be doing here. This is, I've always seen this as my mission, my sole purpose, and I'm living it, I'm loving it. So even in times of stress. So.
And we can't have enough of it. Tanya's just said, I'm taking over here. Thank you, Matthew. Beautiful. So looking forward to Monday.
Thank you, Tanya.
So for those people who do want to join us on Monday, I'm also producing for Matthew. And Mandy's here, my sister from another mister. I really have taken over, haven't I? So
Go for it.
But please, there is, I've popped in both in Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys page. There have been some comments over there. If Matthew hasn't acknowledged you, it's not because he's ignoring you. It's because the only comments we see are on mytimetv.live. So I've been over there to acknowledging people. Matthew hasn't been able to, but I'm sure he's going to pop over there and have a look afterwards. There's some people over there who have been making comments, and thank you mytimetv.live. You've had your comments shown here. And if you're not on either of those pages, you still have made some comments, there's probably about half a dozen other pages, Be Live in 5 and the Talk Show Network. There's others that have got this broadcast on there. If we haven't acknowledged you, come over to mytimetv.live or Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys and we'll know you're here, because we're trying to get the word out as far and as wide as possible, and we need your help to do it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Look, this is all, you might think this is new for you, but this is definitely new for me. If you'd said to me even a year ago that I was going to be doing this, I would have laughed.
He's a natural.
But I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it. So it's great, and I look forward to doing more. So thank you to everyone that came on tonight, and look forward to seeing you again or talking to you again.
And we look forward to seeing you on Monday night. There's links. Definitely. There's links here in both of the pages. Or please join us. It is only $15 for the session, and you get this and more. So as Matthew explained before. So okay. Yeah.
So look, I can give you just one last thing. I can give you a comparison. If you were coming along to a meditation that I was running anywhere else, it would be $35. So 15 is a lot cheaper, and so really looking forward to seeing lots of people. So thank you.
You can do it in your jammies.
Yeah,
you don't even have to get dressed and go out.
I better not.
I'm sure no one will mind. So it is in a private Facebook group, so it's not out in the open. So if you do want to share, you're more than welcome. So it'll only be people who are in that community, like in a private meditation in real life. So it will be private, and there will be opportunity to share.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye.